When I moved to Slovakia 3 years ago, I was thinking, of course, there's going to be plenty of challenges and things to get used to. But I thought that would be maybe more around language barrier and bureaucracy, but I didn't think about the neurological side. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the differences in safety and trust between the UK and Slovakia, and how living in Slovakia has completely shifted my mentality in that regard. I think growing up in the UK, it causes us to be a bit more aware of our environment and to be a bit more skeptical, I think. At least that's how it was from my experience growing up in the UK. It was like this, that you wouldn't really leave things unattended. And there's quite a lot of crime and safety concerns. And here's the thing, when I moved to Slovakia, I noticed I was still kind of looking over my shoulder, evaluating scenarios, really observing my surroundings to see, is there anything that can go down? Is there going to be some sort of issue that happens? And well, I started to realize, why am I doing this? Why am I obsessing over safety? Why am I obsessing over little things that could go wrong or concerns? And slowly I've more adapted to how it is here in Slovakia. Slovakia is more built on trust. It's more built on a community sort of feeling. Because, I mean, in Slovakia, with regards to public transport and different things like this, there isn't barriers. There isn't places where you need to present your ticket to be able to go onto the platform, for instance, which is very common practice in the UK. But that's not a thing here in Slovakia. And to be fair, I don't think it's a thing here much at all in Europe. But it definitely is a thing in the UK. And this is the thing, when a system is designed around people being dishonest, it communicates something very specific. That, well, we don't trust you. And that's how it feels in the UK. But when you have a system that's designed around the assumption that most people will comply, then we trust you. Which is why Slovakia gives a very different impression than the UK. And if I look at nights out, for instance, comparing the UK to Slovakia is a world apart. I remember going on nights out in the UK, and often I would feel like I need to look over my shoulder, especially if I was going in bigger cities. You try to be more cautious, and I would not often try to go places on my own, especially in early hours. Or if I was, I would definitely be very careful. I didn't normally have headphones in or anything so that I could be fully aware of my surroundings. Whereas in Slovakia, I've walked around countless times, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and never felt any sort of unsafety, any sort of issue or anything. I just felt free, and I didn't need to worry whatsoever. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. And the difference about UK and Slovakia is safety is crazy different. Don't get me wrong, there is crime and there is things that happen in Slovakia, like in all places in the world. But I feel so much more safe here. Testament to that is that you can leave things unattended here in Slovakia. In Bratislava specifically, because I live in Bratislava, I would go to gyms sometimes and not have a padlock for my locker. I'd leave stuff in there unattended and everything's fine. I go do my gym session, I'm gone for maybe an hour, and all of my stuff is still there. Now, I would not feel comfortable doing that in the UK, just to be honest. For instance, I remember even being back home in the UK, and when I was growing up, we had a porch, right? So we had a little porch. It wasn't locked, but we leave some stuff in there. I remember leaving a football in there one time, and I don't know how it happened or how it wasn't spotted, but I went to my porch to look for my football. It was gone. It was not there. So this is the thing. If you can't leave things unattended, even in your own home or your own space. And that's the clear difference that I've noticed in Slovakia. Often, even going swimming in lakes and different things like this, people will leave their stuff on the side. There's no fear. Whereas in the UK, people would rather have a locker. They'd much rather lock their things behind something, or we'd at least have maybe someone stay with it behind and stay with the stuff so it's not unattended, than risk it. And I think this is something that, it's a societal thing where Obviously in Slovakia, there's more of a community feeling. Whereas I think what's happened in the UK, people have become more suspicious of each other. They more think that people's out to get them. Whereas the nice and great mindset here, and I think, is that people trust each other more. People believe in each other, believe in society, and believe in the common good more. It's more of a community thing. Hey guys, editing Ricardo here. I just wanted to add an extra story to this point because I think I had a recent experience that amplifies this point. So, testament to this community feeling and that everyone generally has good intentions is that I was recently traveling around Slovakia, and I was in a small Slovak city, and it was a really nice warm day. So I decided to get some ice cream. But only after ordering the ice cream, I realized there was a sign saying cash only. And at this point, I'm thinking, oh no, I do not have any cash on me. So I need to find an ATM. So I was speaking with the lady who served me and just mentioned asking where the nearest ATM is. She told me where it was and mentioned that I could take the ice cream with me. And I was like thinking, what? You're happy with me to take the ice cream? Huh? And that's when I realized there is a big clear difference between expectations and thoughts of others between the UK and Slovakia. Because in the UK, that's not so common practice that people wouldn't necessarily offer you to take the ice cream. They're going to think you're going to probably just do a runner, basically. That you're not going to bother paying. You're not going to bother coming back. Whereas in Slovakia, people know and expect that you're going to come back. I mean, it's only a couple euros, it's ice cream, you know. The expectations are clearly different. And I think this really just highlights that the divide, the change between the two. I mean, don't get me wrong, sometimes in the UK and some people, they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't expect you to not take the ice cream because it could melt. But it's not a common thing. It's not a common practice. Whereas from experiences in Slovakia, it seems to be more of a common theme that people will trust in you. They will believe that you're going to do the right thing. But let me know your thoughts below. Have you had any experiences similar to this? But like I say, don't get me wrong, crimes do happen here. But it's just different levels. And I feel a lot more safe here than I did in the UK. But this is not to say that the UK is terrible or the UK is really bad. It's just behaviors that I noticed in myself and different attitudes that I've come across here as well in comparison to the UK. I just feel more at ease and I've now adapted to that. So even when I go back to the UK, I feel more at ease. I'm not worrying about someone's out to get me or something like this as much as I used to be. I'm more now thinking of the positive of others and assuming people have good natures, good intentions. And now when I look back and when I revisit the UK, it's more interesting because now I really go out of my way to make sure I purchase my tickets and different things like this, like I've been doing in Slovakia. Whereas I think when I was younger and when I was in the UK before, it's almost everyone's trying to get away with things. They're trying to not have to pay into it. So it's definitely made me look at trying to be a better part of the community more. So that's my thoughts on safety in Slovakia and how it sort of changed my mindset and how I look at how I go around the world now. But I want to know, what is your situation? Have you moved abroad and have you noticed changes like this in yourself, that you've adapted some of your behaviors or you look at the world a little bit differently? Or maybe you're from the UK. Do you agree with some of the observations I've made? What are your thoughts? Or maybe you're an expat in Slovakia. Do you agree with my thoughts on safety here? Or what is your experiences? Let me know all your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you've enjoyed this video, please do leave a like, as it really does help me out. And please do consider subscribing to the channel, because it seems like a lot of you are watching the channel and you're not subscribed. So please do subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.